What brain mechanisms cause pareidolia perception? Imagine looking at a cloud and suddenly seeing a face staring back at you. That's pareidolia, the mind's way of finding familiar patterns where none really exist. But what makes our brains do this? It turns out, a mix of early visual processing and social brain activity is behind this quirky trick. When you first see an ambiguous shape, your brain's visual areas, like the lateral occipital cortex and medial visual occipital cortex, jump into action. These regions analyze basic features like edges, shapes, and contrasts. During this stage, bursts of gamma oscillations around 40 to 45 Hz occur, which are similar whether or not the image actually resembles a face. So, at this point, your brain is just sorting out what it sees without assigning meaning. The real magic happens later in the process. Higher frequency gamma waves, around 80 to 85 Hz, activate regions associated with social understanding, such as the superior temporal sulcus and insula. These areas are part of what's called the social brain, and they're specialized for recognizing faces and interpreting social cues. They communicate back and forth with other parts of the brain, creating a network that combines what you see with what you expect or recognize socially. When this network kicks in, it's like your brain is saying, "Hey, that looks like a face." And suddenly, the ambiguous shape transforms into a familiar pattern in your mind. This system is tuned to detect faces quickly because faces are so important for social interaction. It's designed to be sensitive enough to catch even faint face-like features, which is why we often see faces in clouds, toast, or even in random patterns on walls. Neurons in face-sensitive areas are very fine-tuned to real faces, but the brain also uses a shortcut route through subcortical pathways that allow rapid detection of face-like shapes. This quick detection system is a survival trait, helping us identify friends or threats fast. Interestingly, pareidolia isn't just visual. Sometimes, we hear voices or music in random sounds, which shows how the brain's pattern recognition extends beyond sight. This phenomenon is also used in studying neurological conditions like schizophrenia or dementia, where responses to pareidolia can be different. Understanding these brain mechanisms can help us see how our minds are wired to seek patterns, sometimes leading to these strange, fascinating illusions. So, in essence, pareidolia happens because our brain's visual and social networks work together, firing specific patterns of neural activity that turn noise into familiar faces or shapes.